Tonight on UCentral News. After a recent judge ruling, SNAP benefits will now be partially funded for the month of November. Kelly Clarkson just announced that she will be returning to Sin City. Chelsea Rios will have your social media news. UCO Wrestling went on a road trip last week for 3 different matches. Phil Rodriguez will catch you up on all your sports news. Last week was a cold one, but this week seems to be a bit warmer. Sam Fraley will have your look at weather later in the show.
Live from Central Oklahoma, this is UCentral News.
Good evening, I'm Zach Sexton.
And I'm Valerie Scott. Welcome to this edition of UCentral News.
When SNAP benefits disappear, it just won't be the families who feel the pain. It will also be the farmers who feed them. Steph Manchin reports.
We move on before the wind. Also young.
As the sun rose over the Tulsa Farmers Market Saturday, it wasn't just the start of a new day. It was the beginning of uncertainty for 1 out of 5 Oklahomans who use Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Plan benefits to pay for food.
I got a little bit anxious, but I prayed to Jehovah God about it, and then I felt that calm.
Joanna Ferguson is like many others, not just across the city, but across the nation, who depend on SNAP benefits to eat.
So usually when I shop at the market, it'll last me about 2 weeks. And so whatever I get, I make do.
She says she cooks one big meal at a time and makes it stretch for days. Except this month, there was no automatic replenishment of funds. Joanna shops at the Tulsa Farmers Market, one of the largest farmers markets in the state. They also accept SNAP benefits.
Very quickly, we jumped into action because we know that we have a lot of customers that use SNAP at the Tulsa Farmers Market, especially because we double it with the Double Up Oklahoma program.
Chris Rawson is the market executive director and says as the end of the month approached, she and her team realized their SNAP customers wouldn't be able to pay.
You know, these customers, they're like family. We know them well, and we needed to make sure that they were taken care of.
Initially, the farmers market was willing to give $20 in market credit to the first 70 SNAP users who showed up with a SNAP card and ID. But once the plea for donations got out, come Saturday morning, the market upped that number to $40 in credit to whoever on SNAP needed help.
The market is wonderful, the community is wonderful. They're helping us, they're taking care of us.
Chris says while there was a fear for the customers, the loss of SNAP benefits also meant uncertainty for Oklahoma farmers. Here at the Tulsa Farmers Market, the SNAP dollar goes 2 ways. Not only does it help the customer buy fresh foods, it also helps the farmer here in Oklahoma who grew it.
SNAP is one of the income streams for our farmers. So that was another element too that we were concerned about, was them losing their livelihood.
SNAP users are not expected to come back to the market when their cards are full again and pay the market back. The government shutdown wasn't their fault. But the market says if you have food in all of this and can spare some cash, they need more donations to keep the market credit program going. So this weekend isn't the only weekend this happens. Some donations will even be matched.
And we're going to keep this going as long as those donations are there. And as long as we need it.
Covering news that matters, Rick Marin on Fox 23 News.
The Trump administration announced that it will be partially funding the SNAP program. This came after a judge ruling requiring to keep the nation's largest food aid program. Due to the government shutdown, the Department of Agriculture had planned to freeze payments starting November 1st. An emergency fund of $4.5 billion will be used to cover some of the cost. However, that is only enough to cover about half of the normal SNAP benefits. By depleting the emergency funding, the country could be in a similar situation in December if the shutdown isn't resolved. It is unclear how much and when recipients will receive their benefits. Until there is a resolution for SNAP benefits, there are some local food banks for those who need it. In the Edmond area, you can visit Hope Center of Edmond off of Broadway, and for those in the OKC area, you can visit the First Baptist Church in downtown OKC or Reaching Our City, otherwise known as ROCK, where they provide a food pantry along with hot meals.
This morning may have been a bit chilly, but it's definitely warming up outside. What's it looking like outside, Sam?
Hey guys, it's about 72 and sunny right now. We've got some light winds, northeast 8 miles an hour with gusts up to 15, not too windy, nothing like we saw just a week ago. A little bit of humidity, 46%, and it is going to feel a little bit warmer at 75 degrees. Warm week ahead, mid-70s through Saturday, a very strange warm week here to start off November before sharply declining on Sunday. We've got a lot earlier sunsets. As you can see here, it's even looking a little dark despite it only being about 4:30 right now because of time change on Sunday. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Sam. Federal authorities have charged 2 suspects in connection with what the FBI described as a possible terror plot planned for Halloween weekend in Dearborn, Michigan. According to a criminal complaint of Muhammad Ali and Mahed Mahmoud, face charges relating to conspiracy involving the transfer of firearms and ammunition. The charges also involve the alleged knowledge firearms would be used to commit a terror act. 2 law enforcement sources have described the reported plot as an ISIS-inspired and said it unfolded in online chat rooms. Authorities said the people involved in the chat allegedly went to a shooting range with AK-47s, practiced high-speed reloads, and made a reference to Pumpkin Day. If convicted, the suspects could face up to 15 years in federal prison.
It's a fresh start to a new week, but if you woke up wanting to stay in bed this morning, it may not have been due to yesterday's time change. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither explains why and has some more signs on sleep apnea.
Whenever the time shifts, so does your sleep routine, and it may mean you wake up sleepier than usual, but if it's a consistent problem, the fatigue and lack of energy may not be due to daylight saving time.
You're giving yourself 7 to 8 hours of sleep and you're still waking up tired, you're tired during the day, then definitely looking for a sleep disorder like obstructive sleep apnea is reasonable.
Dr. Mina Khan with the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center says obstructive sleep apnea is a medical condition where a person's airway closes off and on during sleep. Some subtle signs of this sleeping disorder include waking up feeling tired like you haven't slept at all, having low energy, or difficulties with concentration and focus. She says more obvious symptoms are snoring, gasping during sleep, and dozing off during the day.
There's severe obstructive sleep apnea has been associated with development of high blood pressure, heart issues, strokes, and memory problems.
Khan says there are several ways to treat obstructive sleep apnea, the most common being the use of a CPAP device, which works by delivering pressurized air into the sleeping person to keep the airway open. If you suspect this sleep disorder, a doctor can have you tested.
It is done with a sleep study. There is a home sleep study that is used mainly to diagnose obstructive sleep apnea. So not everybody has to come into the sleep lab and sleep overnight.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
There are factors that put a person at higher risk of developing obstructive sleep apnea, including age, and men are at higher risk than women. But once women are at postmenopause, they're also at risk. Dr. Khan says being overweight raises the risk of obstructive sleep apnea as well.
Broncos, Sam Fraley will have our full look at weather after the break.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move to meet our students where they are and get them where they want to go. Over time, thousands of students have made the move to UCO. They come to pursue their passions and find their calling, to improve their lives, families, and communities. UCO moves and motivates students in and out of the classroom. Here, potential takes flight. Our students' curiosity ignites a spark that fuels transformation. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the university that hasn't stopped moving since 1890. In fact, we are gaining momentum.
This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
Hey guys, Sam Fraley here. We're going to take a look at the current conditions here in Edmond. It's 72 and sunny. We've got some light wind, northeast 8 miles an hour with gusts at 15, nothing too bad there. A little bit of humidity at 46%, and it is going to feel just a little bit warmer at 75 degrees. Looking ahead, we've got a warm week, mid-70s all the way through Saturday before that sharp decline on Sunday. And we've got some early sunsets with time change happening yesterday and as we get into the depths of fall. Current conditions across the state, it is 73 here in the Oklahoma City metro area. We see some 60s up north and in the east here. And then as we get into the southwest, we're seeing some upper 70s with a high point of 76 down there in Altus. Tonight it's going to get down to about 60 degrees here in Edmond, clear conditions. That wind is going to kick up a little bit to a north 13 miles an hour with gusts up to 25, and that humidity is also going to increase to 64%, but no chances of rain tonight. 60 here in the metro area. We're going to see some high 50s and very low 60s, Oklahoma City and Altus, the 260s. And then up in Guyman, we're going to have a little bit of cloud cover. We've seen a lot of sun across everywhere in the state today. And it's going to get to 46 up there in Guyman. Tomorrow's highs, it is going to be very warm tomorrow, despite it being November. It's 77 there in the metro area, and we're seeing upper 70s. Some of those clouds staying in Guyman and then coming into Woodward a little bit. And then it's even going to get to 81 there in Altus, 80s in November. Tomorrow morning, sun's going to come up around 6:55 a.m. It's going to be a little bit windy, nothing like the winds we saw just a week ago, 55 degrees. And then at noon, it'll be 72, that wind staying around. And then that wind should clear out as we get into the evening. Sun setting at 5:31 p.m. So very early sunsets as what we have had previously. So this week, Tuesday is going to be a little bit windy at 77 degrees, and then that wind shouldn't be here the rest of the week. High is 78 there on Thursday, very warm. And then, as you can see, that sharp decline there on Sunday, continuing from there. So this is really your last chance if you are a warm weather person or an outdoor person to do some of your outdoor activities before we get too deep into the fall season and the cold. Guys, are we going to squeeze any last-minute summer activities into this weather?
Well, Sam, I'm going to pack up my skateboard, my BMX bike, and I am going to the skate park. It's happening. What about you?
Yeah, just hoping to get a couple more walks with my dog in before it gets too cold. How about you, Valerie?
That is exactly what I was going to say. Me and my dog both don't like the cold weather, so I'm going to take her out for as many walks as I can before it's too cold for her little paws. Thank you, Sam. Coming up, which actor got their Hollywood Walk of Fame on Halloween?
And what AI artist is on the rise? Chelsea Rios has your social media update after the break.
It's time to explore, to come out and play. Our city is waiting, so what do you say? Whether daytime or nighttime, the right time is now. Finding those moments to make you go wow. Amazing new places to fit every mood. Shopping and dining. Did we mention the food? There are green parks and ballparks and water parks too. Museums, attractions, and also a zoo. The modern frontier is the friendliest place. Now is the time for your dreams to be chased.
It's the Roadway Replay.
Time for the lightning round, Brian. Let's rewind your drive to work. How far did your car travel while you checked your phone? 20 feet, 100 feet, the length of a football field?
100 feet.
Oh, sorry, Brian. In just 3 seconds on the highway, your car traveled the length of a football field.
Distracted driving? It's no game.
Hello Broncos, I'm Chelsea Rios and this is your social media update. Last Friday was the 24th annual Heidi Klum Halloween party, and the supermodel TV host always comes up with the most creative outfits, and this year she showed up as Medusa. Her husband joined in as a duo on the carpet and dressed up as a soldier with a sword and shield who turned into stone. The couple always dress up together as they both dressed up as E.T. for last year's Halloween party. A new star was placed on the Hollywood Walk of Fame on Halloween. The star was dedicated to Robert Englund, who is known for playing Freddy Krueger in the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. Englund also appeared in more than 80 films and multiple TV series, along with countless guest star roles. More recently, Englund was in season 4 of Stranger Things. Robert Englund was honored with the 2,826th star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame on October 31st at 11 a.m. Pacific Time. And moving away from Halloween stories, as it is now November, Kelly Clarkson has announced her new dates for her Las Vegas residency next summer. She previously announced shows set for later this month and for July and August of next year. Clarkson's new show dates are August 7th, 8th, 14th, and 15th, 2026 at the Coliseum Caesars Palace. The singer did previously announce show dates for this past July and August, but postponed it due to needing to take care of her young kids because their father was ill. He died a day later after more than a 3-year battle with cancer. And on to more music news, Zania Monet is now the first AI artist to debut on the Billboard Airplay chart. Monet has so far appeared on multiple Billboard charts since she first released the song in 2025. These charts include hot gospel songs for her song Let Go, Let God, and hot R&B songs chart for her song How Was I Supposed to Know? The AI artist has now signed a multi-million-dollar record deal with Hallwood Media. Monet was designed by Talisha Nikki Jones, and she was a songwriter from Mississippi who writes the lyrics Monet performs with the help of an artificial intelligence music creation program named Suno. Valerie, do you think this is the future of the music industry?
I definitely think that AI is becoming more and more prominent in our society, so naturally music is next, and I think I'm going to have to check it out just to see. Chelsea?
Yeah, I'm feeling a bit nervous about this. I'd be scared to see if the AI artist is playing on a radio and mistake it for a real person. How about you, Zach?
I'm a pretty nostalgic music listener. I'm always open to new things, so I will try listening to it, and I'm excited to find out. But thank you, Chelsea. Coming up, how did the wrestling road trip go?
And Bronco football had a tough break. Phil Rodriguez has your sports after the break.
Rugged, rough, built for the road ahead.
Sometimes I feel like a shell of a man.
Commercials are fake. What you're feeling isn't. Call or text 988, Oklahoma's mental health lifeline.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move forward, daily living the Bronco way, being reflective of our neighborhood, community, history, and Oklahoma. This is what has made us who we are. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the third largest university in Oklahoma. This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
It's another Manic Monday, so here's your Manic Anchor. I'm Phil Rodriguez. Here's UCentral Sports. The Broncos dropped their second straight game this weekend at Nebraska Kearney, falling 35-24. The Broncos took a 17-0 lead into the second quarter and felt good about pulling out a win, but the Lopers caught several breaks and used them to score, like recovering the ball on a third quarter kickoff that the Broncos thought was going out of bounds. 4 unanswered touchdowns later, it was 28-17 Lopers, and despite a 13-yard touchdown run from Jalen Cottrell that cut it to 28-24, the Broncos just couldn't get anything else going in the second half. And then Kearney's defensive front feasted as 7 Lopers combined to sack quarterback Jet Huff 5 times in the game. But despite the loss, the Broncos' run game was solid, gaining 196 yards on 35 attempts, good for 4.6 yards per carry, with sophomore Dev Matthews 94 yards leading the way. Next up, the Broncos will try to regain their footing on Saturday at 1 p.m. when they take on Missouri Southern at Chad Richardson Stadium. Road trip! The Broncos wrestling team visited 2 different states this weekend, splitting the team in half to take part in 3 different meets. The second stringers headed to Park City, Kansas, while the first team headed to Little Rock, Arkansas. First up was the Falcon Open in Park City on Saturday, which saw 10 different wrestlers placed in the open competition. In the elite bracket, Daley Jennings finished second at 133, with Brady Benham taking second place at 165. While in the amateur bracket, Cooper Zickafoos finished as the champion at 174, with Cole Mayfield and Hayes Ivy winning a co-championship at 157. In Little Rock, meanwhile, the starters took on D2 rival Ouachita Baptist, as well as D1 Little Rock, UCO's first D1 opponent since 2011. First up, the Broncos smacked down 25th-ranked MIAA opponent Ouachita Baptist 47-0, with the Broncos showing their class across the board. Most surprising was Jason Henschel taking down top-ranked individual wrestler James Anderson in the 133 class with a 10-5 decision. Also, we had, what is his name? Gabe Johnson had a quickest fall of the day, throwing Eli Silva to his back 25 seconds into the match, ending that with 50 seconds into the match. And then, although the Broncos dropped this one at Little Rock, they looked incredibly strong individually, holding their own against the 14th-ranked team in Division I. Jason Henschel again impressed at 133 with 22-6 technical fall victory versus Jackson Tucker. Garrett Wells pulled off another win at 197, also with a 5-0 shutout decision against Michael Gasper. Top-ranked 157-pounder Gabe Johnson grabbed another win as well with an 8-4 decision against Javon Jones. Broncos' next meet will be Saturday, November 15th at the Drury Open in Springfield, Missouri. Well, with OU winning their big game in Tennessee this weekend, but the Blue Jays losing the World Series in dramatic fashion, it was a bit of a mixed sports weekend for me. Did you guys watch any sports this weekend?
Phil, my Ravens are back, and they're better than before. Lamar is finally back from injury, and he was throwing it to Mark Andrews, and he was throwing it to Zay Flowers very beautifully, and we beat the Dolphins. Phil?
Yeah, the Ravens were back, right? You said something like that. It really was nice to see Lamar healthy again, though. What about you, Valerie?
I had an awesome time as a Boomer Sooners fan. I had a great time. My parents threw a little watch party, so naturally I got to see my dad yell through the TV and try and coach the players. So it was a good weekend overall. Thanks, Bill. Coming up, Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade is preparing for the best season yet.
And Sam Freely will have our last look at weather after the break.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. 2 milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
Expanding horizons, making room for the new. The modern frontier is ready for you. There's more to discover, more fun to be found. Our city is rising, just look around. Attractions, adventures, excitement and thrills. Rooms of beauty and history where knowledge is filled. A convergence of cultures in spectacular places. Open skies, open minds, and wide open spaces. The modern frontier awaits you to embrace it.
Check out this sneak peek of some of the new balloons that will be flying over the streets of Manhattan on Thanksgiving. Volunteer handlers did a test run Saturday in New Jersey ahead of the 99th annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Some of the balloons include Mario, Pac-Man, Buzz Lightyear, and Shrek. The balloons are as tall as 3- and 4-story buildings. You can see the new balloons at new and classic at Macy's.com. And of course, you can see them during the parade set for Thursday, November 27th at 8 a.m.
In light of all the warm weather, we're going to toss it back over to Sam for your last look at weather.
Hey guys, let's take one last look at the weather. Tomorrow morning, sun's going to come up at about 6:55 in the morning. A little bit of wind, 55 degrees. That wind will stick around at noon. It'll get up to about 72 degrees then. And then as the sun sets at 5:31, that wind is going to clear up. 72 degrees. It's still there. Very early sunset tomorrow. This week, 77 degrees tomorrow, a little bit of wind, and then that wind is going to clear up Wednesday, and we won't see much of that the rest of the week. Very high 70s, last chance to get any of your outdoor activities in, and then very sharp decrease on Sunday there. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Sam. If you're a fan of the Jetsons, this might be the Rosie you've been waiting for. This is Neo, a robot housekeeper created by the AI and robotics company 1X. Neo can clean your house, do your laundry, and water your plants. And if you're in need of a dance break, Neo can also dance. It weighs 66 pounds and stands 5 feet 6 inches tall and runs a cool $20,000. Don't worry, 1X says there are lots of security features so this doesn't turn into the Terminator. However, you do have to sign a waiver because the human operators of the robot have to be able to see into your home in order to perform tasks.
Tonight on
Broncos, that's all the time we have for today. My name is Zach Sexton.
And I'm Valerie Scott. Thank you for joining us.